Friends, now let's learn all the alphabets one by one. A. A for apple. B. B for ball. C. C for cat. D. D for dog. E. E for elephant. F. F for fish. G. G for goat. H. H for horse. I. I for ice cream. J. J for jug. K. K for kite. L. L for lion. M. M for monkey. N. N for nest. O. O for owl. P. P for parrot. Q. Q for queen. R. R for rabbit. S. S for snake. T. T for tiger. U for umbrella. V for van. W. W for watch. X for xylophone. Y. Y for yellow. Z. Z for zebra. Friends, let's learn the alphabet song.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
So friends, now you already know how to read and write alphabets. So now it's time to play some interesting games. I'm going to show you few alphabets and you should tell me which alphabet it is. So can you tell me which alphabet? Yes, it's G. This is M. And now this W. Okay, now you tell me. Come on, quick. Yes, it's Z. And now this alphabet, A. And now which is this alphabet? D. Yes, you're right. D for dog. Okay. Now who will tell me? Yes, you? Right. It's O. Which one? Come on. Fast. N. That's correct. C. Okay, now who will tell me? Yes, you're right. Tell me fast. Yes, it's Y. Which one? Standing line and two curves. Come on, come on. It's B. Correct. Okay, now who will tell me? Come on. It's S. Now, let's play a game with alphabets. These are big alphabets and these are small alphabets. Now, can you match them for me? Yes. Okay. Who will match? You? Right. Tell me. What letter is this? It's big Q. Now tell me where small q is? Right. So now I will match Q's. Very good. Now which letter is this? It's V. And now where is small v? Right. Okay. And now which letter is this? It's big L. And now find small l for me. Right. Excellent. See how simple. Friends, now we will match some more alphabets. Okay. What is this? Who will tell me? Right. It's M. A big M. Now where is small m? Is this small m? No. Is this small m? Yes, you're right. So, big M and small m. And what is this? It's big A. And where is small a? Oh, you are very smart. So, big A and small a. And which is this letter? It's big R. So, where is small r? Yes. So, now we will match big R and small r. I know you are enjoying. So, let's match few more. Okay, this is capital D. And now where is small d? Right. And this is big N or capital N. So now find small n for me. Right. And what is this? Is it C? Oh, you know it's G? Very good. So where's small g? Excellent. Hey friends, now let's play one more game with alphabets. Now you tell me the alphabets that come before and after. What alphabet is this? It's B. So what comes before B? Is it C? No. It's A. Right. So, A. And what comes after B? Yes, it's C. And what comes after C? Yes, it's D. And after D, is it F? No, you're right. It's E. So which letter is this? P. And what comes after P? Q. And which letter is this? It's R. So what comes after R? You're right. It's S. Friends, now I'm going to teach you how to write the alphabets. Are you ready? A. One slanting line. Another slanting line. And a sleeping line makes alphabet A. Slanting line. Another slanting line. And a sleeping line makes A. Let's write again. A. Now let's write B. Standing line. Curve. Another curve makes B. Standing line. Curve. Another curve makes alphabet B. B. Now let's write C. A curve is called C. This is C. C. Now we will write D. Standing line and a curve makes D. Again, standing line, a curve makes D. Standing line and a curve makes D. Isn't it simple? Now let's learn how to write E. One standing line, one sleeping line, another sleeping line, and a small sleeping line in between makes E. One standing line, one sleeping line, one more sleeping line, and a small sleeping line makes E. One standing line, one sleeping line, another sleeping line, and a small sleeping line makes alphabet E. Isn't it simple? Now we will write alphabet F. One standing line, one big sleeping line, and a small sleeping line. One standing line, one big sleeping line, one small sleeping line makes F. One standing line, one big sleeping line, one small sleeping line makes alphabet F. Now we will write alphabet G. A curve and a small sleeping line makes alphabet G. A curve and a small sleeping line makes alphabet G. Isn't it simple? We'll see one more time. A curve and a small sleeping line makes alphabet G. It's time to write H. One standing line, one sleeping line, one more standing line makes H. One standing line, one sleeping line, one more standing line makes, now you tell me, yes, H. One standing line, one sleeping line, one more standing line makes H. Now we are going to write a very simple letter, I. Just a standing line makes I. I. A simple standing line makes I. Now we will write J. Sleeping line, standing line with a small curve makes J. Sleeping line, standing line with small curve makes J. One more time. Sleeping line, standing line and curve makes J. It's time to write K. A standing line, a cross line up and a cross line down makes a K. Okay? A standing line, a cross line, one more cross line makes a K. A standing line, a cross line up and a cross line down makes a K. Now we will write one more simple letter. L. A standing line and a sleeping line makes L. A standing line and a sleeping line makes L. A standing line. And now you tell me. Yes, a sleeping line is L. Now we will write M. Standing line. A cross line or a slanting line. One more cross line or a slanting line. Again standing line makes M. Standing line, a cross line. One more cross line and a standing line makes M. Standing line, a cross line. One more cross line and a standing line makes what? M. Now we will write N. A standing line, a cross line and a standing line makes N. A standing line, cross line, another standing line makes N. A standing line and a cross line with another standing line makes what? N. Friends, it's time to write O. And you know what? O is like a ball. Round and round, just like a ball is O. 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 Isn't it simple? O. It's time to write P. P for parrot. Standing line and a curve makes P. Standing line and a curve makes P. Standing line and a curve makes P. Now we are going to write Q. Q is just a O with a cross line. Isn't it simple? Q. 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 Now we are going to write R. Standing line, a curve with a cross line makes R. Standing line, a curve with a cross line makes what? R. Now your turn. You tell me. Which line should I draw? A standing line. Right. Now, a curve. Very good. And now, a cross line. Excellent. R. Okay. Now we are going to write S. You know this curve? You even know this curve. So now we are going to do some magic. This curve and this curve makes S. This curve and this curve makes S. So this is letter S. Now it's time to write P. A sleeping line, a standing line is T. A sleeping line, a standing line is T. Now you tell me the lines. Yes, Sleeping line, standing line is T. Okay, now we will draw a simple curve which is known as U. See carefully. U. U. U stands for umbrella. U. And now we are writing V. A cross line, another cross line makes V. A cross line, another cross line makes what? V. A cross line, another cross line is V. Now it's time to write W. You know, children, when we join two V's together, it makes a W. This is one V, this is another V. Now we'll join both the V's and we get W. V and V, W. Isn't it a magic? W. Now we are going to draw two cross lines. So that makes X. One cross line, another cross line. X. Cross line and cross line. X. Cross line and cross line is what? I can't hear you. X. That's right. Now it's time to write Y. First, draw a V and join it by a standing line. V joined by standing line is Y. Y. And now friends, it's time to write our last letter. Z. Yes, you are right. Z for zebra. A sleeping line, a cross line, and a sleeping line makes Z. Okay, now you tell me. A sleeping line. Okay, now what's next? A cross line. And a sleeping line makes Z. Sleeping line, cross line, sleeping line, Z. Friends, now I will teach you how to write small alphabets. Now I will teach you how to write small a. Curve and a standing line makes small a. A curve and a standing line makes small a. Again, a curve and a standing line makes small a. Now we will write small v. A standing line and a curve makes small b. A standing line and a curve makes small b. Again, a standing line and a curve makes small v. Let's write a small c. A simple curve makes small c. Simple curve makes small c. Again, simple curve makes small c. Now let's write D. D for donkey. A standing line and a curve makes small d. A standing line and a curve makes small d. Again, a standing line and a curve makes small d. Now let's write E. Small e. A small sleeping line with a curve makes E. A small sleeping line with a curve makes E. Again, a small sleeping line with a curve makes small e. Now let's write F. F for fish. A small curve joining a standing line with a sleeping line makes F. A small curve joining a standing line and a sleeping line makes F. Again, a small curve joining by a standing line and a sleeping line makes F. Now let's write G. Small g. A small circle joining by a straight line and a curve makes G. A small circle joining by a straight line and a curve makes G. A small circle joining by a standing line and a curve makes G. Now let's write H. Small h. Standing line joining by a curve makes H. Small h. A standing line joining by a curve makes H. Again, a standing line joining by a curve makes small h. Now we will write I. Small I. Just a standing line and a dot makes I. Small I. Standing line and a dot makes small I. Again, a standing line and a dot makes small I. Now let's write J. Small j. A standing line with curve and a dot makes small j. A standing line with a curve and a dot makes small j. Again, a standing line with a curve and a dot makes small j. Now we will write K. Small k. Standing line with two crossed line makes K. Small k. A standing line with two crossed line makes K. Small k. A standing line with two crossed line makes a small k. Now we will write L. Small l. Just a standing line makes small l. Just a standing line makes small l. Again. Just a standing line makes small l. Now we will write M. Small m. Standing line with two curves makes small m. Standing line with two curves makes small m. Again. Standing line with two curves makes small m. Now we will write N. Small n. Standing line with one curve makes small n. Standing line with one curve makes small n. Again, standing line with one curve makes small n. Now we are going to write a very simple letter. It looks like a ball. Round and round goes O. O. Round and round goes O. Small o. Small o. Now we will write P. Small p. Standing line with a curve makes P. Small p. Standing line with a curve makes small p. Again. Standing line with a curve makes small p. Now we are going to write Q. A small q. Standing line with a curve and a small cross line makes Q. Small q. Standing line with a curve and a small cross line makes Q. Again, standing line with a curve and a small cross line makes Q. Small q. Now we are going to write R. Small r. Standing line with a small curve makes R. Standing line with a small curve makes R. Standing line with a small curve makes R. Small r. Now we are going to write S. Small s. For writing small s, we need to join two curves. One curve, another curve. Now let's see. One curve, another curve makes small s. One curve, another curve makes small s. Again, one curve, another curve makes small s. Now we are going to write T. Small t. Standing line with a curve and a sleeping line makes T. Small t. Standing line with a curve and a sleeping line makes small t. Again. Standing line with a curve and a sleeping line makes small t. Now we are going to write U. Small u. A curve with a small standing line makes U. Small u. A curve with a small standing line makes U. Small u. A curve with a small standing line makes U. Small u. Now let's write V. Small v. V for van. One cross line or slanting line joining by another cross line or slanting line makes V. Small v. One cross line, another cross line makes V. Small v. One cross line with another cross line makes V. Small v. Now we are going to write W. Small w. One curve joining another curve makes W. One curve joining another curve makes W. Small w. One curve joining another curve makes W. Small w. Now we are going to write X. Small x. One cross line, another cross line makes X. Small x. One cross line, another cross line makes small x. Again, one cross line, Another cross line makes small x. Now we are going to write y, a small y. A curve joining by a standing line and a curve again makes y. A curve joining by a standing line and a curve again makes y, small y, again. A curve joining by a standing line and a curve again makes y, small y. And now we are going to write Z. You are right, Z for zebra. Sleeping line, cross line. Another sleeping line makes Z. Sleeping line, cross line. Another sleeping line makes Z, small z. Again, sleeping line, cross line. Another sleeping line makes Z, small z. Now let us write all the small alphabets again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.